want to take a look at two of the alkali metals, two elements in group 1. First, we're going to look at sodium. Now, sodium is a metal. At first appearance, it's kind of grayish, whitish color. But if you cut it open and you get a fresh piece, you can see it's more silvery. It is relatively malleable. I'm basically just poking it with a scoopula here, which is just like cheap silverware that you might have at home. And one of the interesting properties of the alkali metals is they're so reactive. They react with almost anything that you have to store them in oil. So I've taken some sodium out, I'll put it back in, but I do have a small lump of sodium here, still on my Petri, on my watch glass, and I'm going to put this small piece of sodium in some water, and let's observe what happens. So here is just plain old water. I'm going to take my sodium now and put it on top. It's reacting with the water, obviously, giving off some sort of smoke. That's actually just water droplets, but it's moving all around. That's a gas. That's one of the products that's pushing it around. And it can actually get very hot. It's also making another product. It's making a sodium hydroxide solution, so I don't want to touch that water now because that's a base, the opposite of an acid. Now, if I had a big enough piece of that sodium, I could have actually observed it to start sparking and maybe even catch on fire. So if it does that, it's a very yellow color. I'm going to set that aside. Let's take a look now at potassium. Potassium is a very soft metal. It's very silver on the inside, but on the outside it has a very dark purplish grayish cast to it. Again, it's very reactive, even more reactive than sodium with most things. And so I'm going to store that in some oil, put that away. And now I'm going to put my potassium on the water. And let's see what happens. It actually catches on fire. Had quite a violent reaction, very rapid, burning. And you may also have noticed that both of those were solid chunks of metal, but they floated on top. They're less dense than water, so very reactive and have characteristic colors. That's the alkali metals. They are all like that.